Okay, it's beer o'clock again on the Real Ale Guide. Today's beer is a beer from the Slottskällans Bryggeri in Sweden, and it's a bottle of their 8. There you go. And there's a picture of a black 8 ball. Pool ball. This was sent to me by Johan. Thank you very much for the beer. Received it today in a beer mail. Getting it open as fresh as I can. It's a black IPA. I want to use, when I get a beer mail from Johan, it's kind of, get a lot of stouts from him. So it's always good. A dark beer, I thought it'd be fitting to stick in this kind of Imperial Stout kind of snifter glass from Courage. I thought, yeah, let's get it in here. So here we go. And straight away I've got that classic look of the beers that get sent to me. I had an inkling, I had a little feeling. It's a one finger head, it's kind of off-white. I'll show you the head before it dissipates too quickly. It's jet black. There's tiny little bubbles rising from the side of the glass. I think it's 8% ABV. It sure is, it's 8% ABV. Now, what I've picked up from reviewing beers from Sweden is that they pride themselves on this kind of thick, creamy kind of mouthfeel from the beers I've reviewed. And this look at that. I'm just rolling it slowly, but look at the lacing. It's leaving on the side of the glass. Wonderful. Let's get our nose. And it's just a huge mixture in your mind of kind of Belgian chocolate mixed with a really hoppy American kind of style of a black IPA, and it smells fantastic. It's roasty, it's toasty, but it's still fantastically hopped. I'm going to get into this one. Thank you to Johan for sending. Oh. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. What a mind-blowing beer. I had to stop, I had to pause for a second there because it was so kind of bitter. It's bitter from two angles. It's bitter from the American hops. It is pushing from that side of bitterness. And then from the right hand side, the bitterness is pushing from a malty, a deep roasted bitter in malt. It's that kind of burnt coffee, a bitter chocolate, Belgian chocolate, caramel. The bitterness is phenomenal. Not from one angle, from two angles. I am still breathing bitterness. And if you like that type of thing, you are gonna love this beer. It is absolutely fantastic. Whew. Right, let's go again. Oh, blimey. Now I have the task here of attempting to pull this beer apart for the viewing public. Where do I start? Where do I start? I'm going to start with a malt. because it's easy. It's easy. It's there's chocolate, cappuccino, coffee. It's so bitter. It is so bitter, but it's so good. It is so good. Yeah, that's the malt. The hops are right. Let's go for the hops. It has to be New Zealand. There's New Zealand hops in there. The Nelson Sauvin. I reckon Nelson Sauvin, Amarillo. Oh, it's so good. It is. It's really hard. So I've never giggled in a review. I do apologise for giggling. That is such a good beer. It's such a good beer. Wow. It kind of builds. It builds and builds and builds. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about the palate. I'm going to talk about my palate with this beer. I'll try my best to talk you through the experience I'm getting as I taste it. Right, it starts off kind of mellow. And then here it comes, it's just this onrush. As I'm trying to concentrate and think about all the things that are going on with this beer, from the roasted caramel, coffee, chocolate, bitter in flavours, to the then hoppy, just breathing hops, to the hoppy kind of bang that you get from this beer. It distracts you. It's enough to kind of stop you in your tracks. You're thinking, I need a breath. And it's still building in the back of my kind of whatever it is in my mouth here. It kind of builds, and it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. It really is. I've had some of the best black IPAs on the market. I really have. But for me, this has just gone. Do you know? You watched kind of that program on BBC on the television, the car program, Top Gear. They're all trying to beat that kind of time on the track, fastest time. I think that. And all of a sudden a car comes along that wipes the floor. It takes like a second off the track. And I think this is one of them beers that's gone, right, we have now, and I believe it was actually a Swedish car that did it actually. It was a Swedish car. I believe they took over Saab a few years ago. I can't think of the name of the Swedish car, but it was mind-blowingly quick. Bang! There you go. This is the equivalent. This is the kind of the beer version of this fast car. It's gone, right. You made this black IPA in the UK. You've made some black IPAs in America. This is Sweden's version. And it is turbocharged, absolutely turbocharged. Loving it, absolutely loving it. I'm going to get into my final thoughts on a rating. I don't really have any final thoughts on a rating for this beer. This gets a chocker, 10 out of 10. This is a phenomenal beer. Just tasting it now, I'm going to try and not let this beer put me off my stroke when I'm talking. It just makes you pause for a second. Phenomenal beer. Absolutely phenomenal. Please check out this beer. It is. I'm looking for a web. I have to give out a website. I'm sorry for it going over 10 minutes, but I have to give out a website for this beer. Damn. Okay, I can't find the website. I do apologise. It's probably right in front of my eyes, but I can't see it. But please, Google this brewery, Slottskällans. I was lucky enough to meet the owner in June at the European. It was a conference, a European Beer Bloggers Conference in Leeds. Lucky enough to meet him. You've done a phenomenal job with this beer. You really have. I think this is the benchmark. I'll put all of my kind of, if I have any credibility, I'll put it on the line and say this is the best black IPA I've ever tasted. It is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to go away now and chill out and enjoy this beer. The rest of it is 3/4 gone. But thanks for watching me, The Real Ale Guy. Put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe if you like. Thanks to Johan, and cheers.